My sister and I were always super close to our cousin and his sister. When he got engaged to his first wife, they invited my sister, his sister, and me to be a part of their wedding. We happily accepted. During the planning, they asked my boyfriend at the time to be a DJ for the wedding, and he accepted. We were getting everything set up for him. We had to travel out of state for this, while also getting our dresses. During the time, his sister announced her pregnancy. His fiance did not like that and then kicked her out of the wedding. Wait, what? So their cousin, the girl cousin,
Yeah.
announced her pregnancy, and the fiance kicked her out of the wedding for that.
Oh, wow. That's awful.
What? So I can't imagine being like, we're engaged this year, so all next year, till next year, you can't announce anything important in your life.
Yeah, don't take my thunder, pretty much.
Yeah. Oh my,
That's crazy.
can't imagine that. Okay, we traveled for the wedding and arrived a few days early so we could attend the rehearsal. During the rehearsal dinner, they handed out gifts to the bridal party. Only our cousin and our family spoke to us. The bride-to-be barely said anything to my sister or me at the rehearsal or the following day. Okay, interesting. Fast forward to the wedding and reception. The ceremony went well, but the reception was a complete disaster. Her parents went through the wedding gifts and cards to pay my boyfriend for his DJ services.
Oh my God, that's so tacky.
This is why, and I've said this before, it's like when you hire friends, they're looking for like a little discount or they just want to be
Hmm.
like not as, I don't know,
I
professional.
don't think like friends and business ever mix. No, they
No,
don't. That's a no for me.
you need extra like contracts in place or to really make sure
Hmm.
it's someone that you want to work with. But most of the time, it's like,
Yeah.
no,
It
I,
just gets mucky. It gets mucky, and then you're trying to go through cards to pay the
yeah.
DJ.
The number of stories that I've read about people hiring friends for photographers and vice versa, and
Hmm.
then they ended up with no photos or they ended up with crappy photos because it was someone just starting out. Like, no,
Hmm.
we're not doing that, guys.
Well, and with a friendship or even like with family, like a falling out could occur. And so, why would you, if it's a professional and you don't have like a relation to that person, there's a contract and you abide by that. But a lot of times, if you're working with a friend, like you may forego the contract because it's like, oh, we don't have to make it all official. Like, you'll just do it for me.
Yeah.
Wrong.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's always that kind of person that you have to worry about that says, we don't need a contract. It's fine. You're like,
Yes, we do.
I don't know. Something's
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So to pay the boyfriend for his DJ services as they had never paid him before. Also, always get money down for that kind of thing. Because
Yeah.
what if they never, yeah, who knows if they ever paid him? There was a lot of animosity between her family and ours the entire night. If my family was ever on the dance floor, which was most of the night, her family stayed away. What is the deal? Also, I feel like if something like that happened where they kicked out someone for announcing a pregnancy, I would already be like, this is weird. Like, I don't know, especially like it's his sister being kicked out of the wedding. Wouldn't you
Yeah.
pick up your family and be like, why are you kicking my sister out for announcing a
Mhm.
pregnancy?
Do you think that there's like an obligation to including like your husband's female family members in the wedding party? Because I don't think there is. Like,
No.
if you don't have a closeness with them, like, you should not feel obligated. Because I feel like when you do, this is the kind of stuff that happens. Whereas if you're just like, hey, I'm marrying into your family, you're marrying into my family, let relationships happen like organically. And over time, people become close or they don't. But like, just including them for optics is kind of a problem, I
Yeah.
think.
Oh, for sure. You always see like pressure from parents or something to have
Hmm.
siblings all in the wedding together. And I've even talked to a bride and groom once, and the groom was like, yeah, my parents are threatening to not pay for anything and not come to the wedding if I don't have my brother as my best man. I was like, well, do you want him as your best man? He said, nope.
Listen, the more and more I like have lived life and been in my marriage, like first of all, the wedding day now is very different than the marriage, right? The wedding day is a celebration, but I don't know for my own kids, for instance, like I don't know if I will be so disappointed if they like choose not to do something huge. I want them to be happy in life. If that means that
Mhm.
you elope, like I'm still celebrating you. I
Yeah.
don't know. Maybe I'll change my mind. Like, call me naive. I don't know. My boys are young, but I think that there's this almost misconceived priority placed on, or it seems like ill placed. Like, what do we really care about?
Yes. I think, yeah, it's all about perception or how people are looking at us. It's just,
Yes.
and I feel like that's where it gets kind of like lost and misconstrued is like we get so caught up in what other people think about us during the wedding or like parents of, and it's like I
Or
see it happen all
yeah,
the time.
or abiding by like these traditions that you don't even really know the reasoning for. If you're a people pleaser, like it's over for you because you're not even, the day isn't even about you.
Oh, 100%. And
So
people have their own like expectations when it comes to like how long you should be together before you get engaged or married. And my husband and I were together a few years before, okay, we're going 6 years before we got engaged and all that. We lived together for a while. And I know there's gonna be people online that are like, oh my gosh, that's so long. But like I think back to like my 20s when we were dating, I would not have had a backbone when it came to planning. And like we just weren't ready. Like we wanted to be like ready in
yeah.
our careers a little bit more and we wanted to like, all that stuff. But whatever. And so for me, it was like I think back, if I were like a young bride, I would have just been like, okay, whatever you guys want. Yeah,
Hmm.
okay, I don't know, just people pleaser. And like when I got
Yeah.
married, I was like, this is kind of what we want to do.
Hmm.
My husband and I, we got on the same page. When you're in your 20s, everyone's your best friend.
Yes.
We got married like early 30s. And so it was just for us, we were like, all right, we were able to like cut down a little bit.
Hmm.
By this point, these are friends that were going to be like with us for like our life.
Yeah,
So there's benefits to both.
I think so. Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
knocking anyone that gets married young. It's just different for,
It is. As you grow, like you're a different person. I'm a different person than I was when I got married at 26. So I was a people pleaser and I wanted to make sure that everyone, my parents, his parents, everyone was like happy. Even if somebody showed up in the same color as me, I was like, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to stand on stage with me too while I
do you
get
just
married?
do you just want to do it with whatever you want?
Yeah. Do you want to walk down the aisle like with me or like
You do you. Like this is really, I'm okay to share
oh
the
my
day.
gosh.
God.
Oh my gosh, so funny. I know. I feel like everyone needs like if you're listening and you're a people pleaser and you're a bride, you need a bridesmaid or maid of honor that's gonna really like
Hmm.
show you like your boundaries or your husband or partner hold you to your boundaries and like speak on behalf of you if you have a hard
Yeah.
time speaking up because you'll be so
Yes.
much happier if you set your boundaries. Yeah, stick with it.
Yeah.
Gosh. Okay. As the night went on, my boyfriend played our family song and everyone was having a great time. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw someone shove my grandfather. Okay, what's going on here? After that, all hell broke loose. Fights erupted all over the hall, tables broke,
Oh
and there
my
was
God.
blood everywhere. What?
That's awful.
Wait,
That escalated so fast.
I'm like, what happened? Like,
So I feel like there is like a piece of this story missing where there was some like conflict or tension that is not being shared because there's no way that it went from like kicking somebody out of the wedding and then everyone's angry at each other. Two sides of the family are not interacting, engaging, dancing together, celebrating, and then all of a sudden it's like a bloodbath. What?
yes. I'm like
No.
picturing it like Romeo and Juliet right now, where like the two sides are like battling.
And it started off very innocent, like, hey, they chose the wedding party. We're all in it. We're excited. And then boom, I
Yeah,
don't know. What
this
the
is
heck?
insane. It says the bride's mom got into my face for no reason. Mind you, I was only 18 at the time. She went to shove me, but I was pulled away. Why are people just shoving people here? What is happening? Someone threw my mom to the floor and broke my boyfriend's custom built speakers. Like,
Oh no.
someone threw your mom to the floor, pushed your grandfather. This is the most violent story I've ever read.
Yeah. That's awful though. Like think about that couple.
They can never get their families together until they have like a full family therapy session or something. Like,
Yeah, that's terrible. And you imagine it probably causes conflict between them too, because one thing that I will say is like when you get married to someone, like you come from very different places, right? Like you're raised by different parents. And so there's always going to be at least a little bit of conflict, right? But like you are more willing to forgive and understand your family's behaviors, and they are as well. this is just human nature. And so if there is a big family conflict, it's hard to maintain like what you have with your partner, but then also not be a pushover for your own family. It's a delicate balance. That's
Oh,
all.
for sure. Because if he was like, oh, like Uncle Bob, you don't know his humor. He just made a little joke. He's like, oh, he's just so crass, whatever. Like, and it's
Yeah.
like, oh, but Aunt Mary's the nicest woman ever. You don't know her side,
Right.
you know?
And like you don't really know these things intimately about your spouse's family. So
Mhm.
you're not as forgiving. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
crazy.
Okay, wait, there's a little bit more. It says the sheriff or state police arrived. It turned out the bride's parents had told my cousin and his new wife to leave the reception before everything escalated. So they had no idea what was going on. Why would they tell them to leave the reception? That's weird. They didn't stay married very long after that. She had been cheating on him the whole time.
Oh, wait, maybe that's part of it.
Maybe someone found
Maybe
out.
somebody knew, and that would
Mm.
explain it a little bit.
But
I feel
it's
like there's
like,
definitely
why?
something.
Yeah, and it's like, but if she had been cheating, why is her family acting like he did something wrong or his whole
Yeah.
family?
Oh,
That is
no.
insane. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, that's probably one of the craziest stories I've ever read. I'm always shocked and not shocked at the same time. So I'm like, the
Yeah.
stories I get are so crazy, but that's a whole new level.
Yeah.
That's one for the books.